So for a few weeks we've been teasing you on social media by saying it's coming, not really giving you any more clues as to what it is. Well, I'm now able to tell you what it is. Excuse the tractor in the background. I'm really excited to be able to tell you what it is. It's something that we've been trying to do for a while, but it's something that I've constantly come up against obstacles. However, it's now all sorted. So, on June the 28th, 2015, we'll start the very first night of action on the Spalding Shield. What's the Spalding Shield, I hear you ask? Well, the Spalding Shield is an inter-league tournament between Spalding Monday and Spalding Thursday. So in essence, it's a World Cup between teams from Spalding Monday and Spalding Thursday. There will be 8 group stages, as with the World Cup, with 4 groups, with 4 teams in each group. They will then progress through, or the top 2 of those groups will then progress through to a round of 16, quarter-finals, semi-finals, finals, and so on and so forth. So basically, it's a tournament. It's not running on one day. It's going to run for, it's about 3 months, obviously, depending on how well you do. It might just be the 3 group games that you get. You may well find yourself going all the way through to the final. Everything is the same as your leagues. However, there are a few exceptions, and some of them are quite key and quite exciting. The first one being rosters. So there's no flexi squad, there's no you come here and play for us. You need to register your players beforehand. Now, you can register up to 14 players, which is essentially 2 full teams plus a couple of spares. You don't have to use all of those 14, but you can register up to 14 players. When you sign up, you will have to submit a squad, and you will at that point list your 14 players. Now, you can only use those 14 players throughout the duration of the tournament, so you need to make sure that they're players that are available and that they're players that are going to commit. If you don't have enough players and you can't field a team, that's it for you. You're out of the tournament. So it's really key that you get this right. What it also means, of course, is that when a team gets knocked out, you can't have other teams cherry picking their players, and picking the best of those that have already been eliminated. So the team that you start with is the team that you will also be finishing with. So maximum of 14. There's no minimum, but obviously you need to try and make sure that you're able to put a team out for each of the tournament commitments. It will take place on a Sunday every week. One key bit here, though, is that you won't be playing every week like you do on the leagues. On the website, which I'll refer you to in just a moment, there's a list of all the different diary dates. So, for example, the first week will be game week 1 for groups A, B, C, and D. The following week then will be game week 1 for E, F, G, and H. Then it will go back to game week 2 for the first 4, and so on and so forth. When we get through to the knockout stages, it will then become every week. So it means it's not every week, and it will be drawn. We will be doing a World Cup style draw. However, unlike FIFA, we're not corrupt, and it will be genuinely random. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. We may even try and find some good-looking women to do it. Failing that, it will be me. So this is only open to teams that are currently on the Spalding Monday or Spalding Thursday League. You can't come into this tournament if you're not already part of a team, or you can't enter a team unless you currently play for a team, if that makes sense. The team names will transfer over. So let's say, for example, you play for Lads on Tour on the Spalding Thursday League. Your team name in the tournament would be Lads on Tour. You can't change your name, so that we know who you are and what league you play on. So, as we said, group stages aren't every week. There's squads which will need to be registered beforehand. A few little subtle changes as well, particularly as we get towards the end of the tournament. So for the semi-finals and the finals, there will be 3 match officials for each game. There'll be 2 linesmen who will be obviously responsible for corners, goal kicks, throw-ins. However, they will also be responsible, as they'll be in line, for whether or not you were in or out of the area. That will be for the 2 semi-finals and the final. And then you also have a normal match referee. As the games progress in the knockout stages, they will become longer. So the initial group stages and the round of 16, if I remember off the top of my head, are the standard game length that you find on your leagues. However, as we get through, they will increase. So the final, I think we worked out, would be something like an hour long, something like that, as a random example. In the event of a tie during the knockout stages, there will be extra time and penalties, so that adds to the excitement even more. Everything is the same as the leagues, in as much as discipline, fine, suspensions, etc. They all come into play. If you were suspended from the Sunday league, you would also from the Sunday tournament, you would then also be suspended from your 2 leagues. So how do you join? Well, with this video, I shall be putting a link on the Facebook page if this is where you're watching the video. which will take you through to a completely separate website you won't have seen before. If you're watching this video on the website, just click on that little button above me that says join now. If you're on the Facebook page, click on the link above me that takes you through to that website to join now. You'll have to submit your squad, you'll have to read through a few terms and conditions, and then you can enter. Now, it's free to enter, so if you're an existing team, which obviously you would need to be to enter, it's free. It's not going to cost you anything. You pay enough each week. We don't need to put any entry fees on this for you. The match fee each week is exactly the same as what you're paying at the moment. So if you're on Monday or Thursday, you pay £28. The cost each week for this tournament will also be £28. We had two options of doing this. We had either an entry fee for the whole tournament, or we had a weekly match fee. The problem is, for those of you that only survive the group stage, it's unfair for you to pay the same amount as somebody that's in, say, the final. Going back to the group stages as well, now they will be seeded, the draws will be seeded, so that we don't end up with 4 awesome teams in one group and 4 not so awesome teams in another. Now, depending on who enters, will dictate how we seed those. So, for example, we may have a Division 1 team from Monday, a Division 1 team from Tuesday, alongside a Division 2 team from Monday and a Division 2 team from Thursday. Sorry, I think I said Tuesday just now, I meant Thursday. That's ideally how we would do it, but it depends obviously, of course, on who we get. So what it means is that the groups should be relatively fair, and therefore we should genuinely and accurately find out who really is the best team in Spalding. It's something I've wanted to do for ages. It's something we're finally able to do. There'll be loads and loads of stuff going on in terms of promotion, but also the awards that are on offer here are higher than the league. Can't confirm those yet, but there's a lot more to play for. The papers are featuring this one. They've lapped it up, so this will be going in the paper each week. We'll also have the photographer down as normal, doing lots and lots of match photos, which will also be going on the website. So you won't even need to buy these ones. These ones will just be free for you to look at. So it's really exciting news, and we're finally able to do it. Say, if you're watching this on the new website, great, join now. Just go through all those menus at the top just there. If you're watching this on the Facebook page, click on that website and have a look at everything. It's really, really exciting. And we'll see you down there on the 28th.